Hey, my name is Sydney. I'm a Facebook ads expert at a Vertex marketing agency. And today I want to help you answer the question, how much should you be spending on your Facebook ads per day or per month? I know it can be really confusing, especially going into 2022. I feel like we don't really know anything these days, but I'm going to help you answer that question. I'm going to break it down into a couple considerations or things that you need to be aware of that will fluctuate or affect the amount that you're spending on your Facebook ads. But by the end of the video, I'm going to help you get a ballpark so you can understand how much you should be spending on your Facebook ads. So if you don't already subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you learned anything new today or if you finally figured out how much you should be spending, and turn on that little notification bell so you know when we come out with new videos, which is every single week, and we talk all about Facebook ads. Now, today's video is very tailored for e-commerce companies who are using Facebook ads and who actually sell a product, mostly because this is who we're typically working with, but you can still take these elements and apply them to any other industry that you're working in, okay? But you obviously have to tailor them for your own industry. I want to first start by explaining what Facebook ads are. Facebook ads is basically an auction where you bid a certain amount, your ad gets thrown into an auction, and depending on other advertisers and what kind of content they have, you are bidding against their other creatives and the other ads that they're running. And this will depend on the ad objective that you're using, the type of ad that you're using, like a format, image, video, and also the audience that you're reaching. So you're really competing against a lot of other people. And so throughout this video, the suggestions that I'm giving really are suggestions. There is no exact answer. It's like you can't tell someone who actually goes to an auction, you know, if people still go to those these days, I'm pretty sure they do. If they go to an auction, you can't say bring X amount because you're for sure going to get, you know, something in return. It's not really like that. You're really competing against other people, and you got to be ready. You know what the value of this product is. You know how much you'd be willing to spend, and so you need to take that into consideration when you're doing your Facebook ads as well. I know what the value of my product is. I know how much I would be willing to spend to get a customer, but you really need to decide for yourself based on your experience how much you will be spending. And I'm going to run you through a few different ways you can go about determining that for your business. The first thing you need to consider when deciding how much you're going to be spending on your Facebook ads is which objective you're going to be using for your Facebook ads. Starting from the left to the right, the further right that you go within these options, the more it is going to cost for you to get a result. Each of these objectives are dependent on the stage of the funnel, if we want to call it that your customer is in. And so to the left in the awareness stage, that's for brand awareness and just like reaching new people with your ads on Facebook. That's all you're asking for, is just like, look at my ad. This is going to cost a lot less than if you were asking Facebook, show my ad to someone who is going to convert and make a purchase on my website, or who's going to become a lead for me. So depending on which of these three stages of the funnel you're choosing from, the price will differ. I will say in the awareness stage, for brand awareness, reach minimum requirement that I would recommend that you spend per day is at least $5. And this is really if you're just starting out, you don't have any experience with it. $5 would be the bare minimum for the awareness stage. And this just gives Facebook what it needs to be able to show your ad or your content to enough people and to optimize for that. Now, as you get into the consideration stage, this is going to be dependent on a few things. But again, here, bare minimum, I'd say $15 to $20 per day. Now, for the conversions sort of stage of the funnel here, this is really at the bottom. This is like people who are ready to purchase. Facebook is going to show your ad to these people for them to actually go and make a transactional purchase on your website. And so this is going to cost a little bit more, and there really is no set in stone answer for this. So let me run you through a few criteria that you need to think about when you're thinking about how much you should be spending for your conversion objective. So obviously everyone is going to have a budget that makes sense for their own business. And all of these are really suggestions, but it's said that on average, your marketing budget should allocate about 5 to 12% of your monthly revenue or your overall annual revenue. 5 to 12%. So let's just say you're making $10,000 per month. You can do the calculation. At 7% of your monthly revenue, that would be about $700 on your Facebook ads. Now, just wait a little bit because we're going to talk about how your industry may differ and how you can spend more or less depending on the industry that you're in. But again, another example, let's just say your revenue is $50,000 per month. At 10%, if you want to, maybe grow a little bit more aggressively, 10% of your monthly revenue, that would equal out to about $5,000 for your marketing budget. Now, when I say marketing budget, to me, this really means what you're spending on your advertising and not really if you're like paying an agency or an employee to do the work for you. That shouldn't be included in these prices because these are really the people who are going to actually put it in motion. So your marketing budget should be the advertising spend for whatever channels that you're using. Again, for this one, we're using Facebook ads. A second way to decide how much you should be spending on your Facebook ads is by using this Facebook ad budget calculator, which I will just leave. You can go make a copy of this Google Sheet. It'll be in the description below. But it'll run you through a series of questions that will help you get a ballpark of how much you should be spending on your Facebook ads per month. And this again is using the conversion objective as the benchmark here. So if you're using the conversion objective, this would be a calculator for that objective. This doesn't really make sense for the reach or brand awareness objective, so just keep that in mind. But it'll run you through, how much your product costs, how many times a customer usually buys from you, what is your average lifetime customer value. That'll spit out the answer for you based on how much your product costs and how many times they buy. And then I'll bring you into these questions here, which are really important to consider for your business. What are you willing to pay to acquire a new customer? So let's just say you have no Facebook ad data. You could also pull this number from like your POS system if you are keeping track of like your advertising spend and how much people are getting, how much revenue you're getting back, and divide those numbers. Or if you're using Facebook ads or using something like Google Analytics 4, you could pull that number from here. But let's just say you have no experience whatsoever. You can think about how much would you be willing to pay for you to get a customer in return. Let's just say you had a magic machine. Put that number in there. Then what is your conversion rate? Again, you can find this from your store or from Google Analytics or your Facebook ads manager. Again, this data could be a little bit wonky after iOS 14, but make sure that you're always using the same platform to compare your data, because of course, after iOS 14, if you're comparing the data from last year to this year, it will be slightly different. So just stay consistent with what you're comparing and where you're pulling this data from. And then I'll bring you into what is your monthly new customer or order target. So how many new orders are you looking to get per month? Then this will give you some numbers. And again, these are ballparks. This is really a minimum that you should be spending on your Facebook ads. So based on these numbers that you just provided, it'll give you how many new leads or how many new customers you would need to hit your goals, your ad budget per month, and your ad budget per day. So again, ballpark, but this can really help you just put some numbers in here to give you an idea, paint a picture of how much you should be spending on your Facebook ads. Now, the best way really to answer the question is actually just by going through the process yourself. Create a conversion campaign, work with some content creators, get some really great Facebook ads, and just try it out for yourself. Like I said, you should be spending about 5 to 12% of your total revenue on your marketing budget. And so this should not put you in a position where if you don't make anything in return, that it's going to compromise your business, or maybe you won't be able to put food on the table. So you should be getting sales in your store, online, in person, whatever, before you actually go to Facebook, to prove to yourself and to know confidently that I have a good product and people are willing to buy it. And this is called product market fit. So before you even decide how much you should be spending, you really need to make sure you have a working product that a market needs to buy or wants to buy before you try and sell your stuff on Facebook. So that's like my number one recommendation, is make sure you have sales before you go to Facebook. And also my other recommendation is that If you are looking to hire an agency or you're looking to have someone do it for you because you don't have the time, my recommendation is to always go through the process yourself so you know what to expect and you know the ins and outs, so you will know if someone else is doing a good or bad job. I actually made a full video on this about hiring a marketing agency and what it's like and your expectations if you want to go check that out. My recommendation is that before you go and hire someone else to do it, you should be doing that work yourself so that you can answer these hard questions for you, like how much would I be willing to spend for a purchase or for a customer? How much does it cost me to get a lead? You can answer those questions before you hire someone else to do it for you, where they're going to be the ones answering the question. So that's just a little recommendation from me. Now, of course, this budget calculator or calculated based on your monthly revenue will be totally, completely dependent on the industry and the product that you're trying to sell. And so let's just say someone sells a water bottle at $15. Obviously, you're going to need to spend a lot less on your Facebook ads than someone who, let's say, sells wedding rings or jewelry, like high-end jewelry, because that obviously costs more. And so you're going to need to pay more to get something in return. But a really good general rule of thumb that we like to use for our clients who maybe aren't sure how much they should be spending on their Facebook ads is at least 2 to 3 times your product cost per day. At the bare minimum, really 2. And this just allows you to get data faster and to see how much you need to be spending on your Facebook ads to get anything in return. If you're spending less than that, it might take you 2, 3, 4 days to get a purchase in return before you get any like data on in your ads manager, like whatever platform that you're using. So by spending at least 2 to 3 times your product cost, you should definitely be getting some sales in return. And if you're not, you'll know right away, rather than waiting 2 weeks to spend the same amount. And even though it equals out to less per day, it might make you feel better, you can get quicker data by spending just a little bit more than what your actual product costs. And this will bring you back to the questions that we went through before on the budget calculator. How much are you willing to spend to get a new customer? And this can really set a benchmark early on and quickly by spending at least like 2 to 3 times what your actual product costs. And the last thing to consider is obviously the time of year that you're advertising and what it's going to cost for you. So like I said, Facebook is an auction system. So if you show up to an auction, you're getting ready to bid, and there's 25,000 people going against you versus maybe just 500 or 50 people at an auction, clearly there's gonna be more competition if there's 25,000 people sitting behind you looking to bid on something. So consider that Christmas, Black Friday, Independence Day, Canada Day, those types of events that happen, throughout the world or in your country are going to affect how much your Facebook ads cost. Another thing is like the socio-economic things going on in the world. So, after Christmas in January, February, less people want to actually buy. So there's actually less options for you to bid on, if these people are like the things that you're bidding on, than there would be maybe around Christmas. So there's lots of factors that can go into how much your Facebook ads are going to cost. So I really recommend just taking a look at like what is happening in the world, what is going on, what holidays are coming up that can help you decide how much you should be spending and maybe how you should adjust your budget depending on the time of year. And that's really all I have to say for how much you should be spending on your Facebook ads. So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below, or if you have any like calculations you'd like help with, let me know. I can help you with that. If not, do download there's no download. You can just, make a copy yourself of the Facebook ad budget calculator. That'll be available in the description. And of course, if you are a e-commerce business running Facebook ads at the moment and spending at least $5,000 per month, and you're feeling like this is just a lot of work and you'd love someone to come on and take this over for you, and you're looking to onboard someone who can help you out and just really scale and follow the best practices for you to see the best results with your Facebook ads, go ahead and book a strategy session with me. I'd love to chat with you and just see where you're at and where you're looking to go and where we can actually play an important role in your company's growth. So I'd be super happy to have a strategy session with you. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys found value in this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.